Good afternoon and welcome to Scrapbooking with a Twist. We are going to do some craft organization this afternoon. This is my drawer that is hunting, fishing, and camping. If you saw my video I did a few months ago on the cabinet that I have behind my desk with all these amazing drawers in it, you would see that I went through and showed you these drawers. Well, this is my one that has hunting, fishing, and camping embellishments in it. And it's amazing, but it's gotten so crowded. So I have finally broken down and I'm starting to do embellishment binders. Now, I have decided to do my binders by topic, which I know some people do them by color, some people do them by collection. There are all different ways to do them. I'm doing mine by topic. And so I'm going to work on my fishing, hunting, and camping one. You will not see it all, but I'm going to just kind of give you the gist of it. Now, I did a Christmas one on a different hop over with Karen Yeagle. I did a couple over there, but I did my Christmas binder with her. But I'm going to approach this one a little bit differently. I'm going to more show you the materials that I use and how I organize it, as opposed to actually showing you embellishments. I'm going to do some of that too, but I want to be sure that you know how I'm organizing them. So the first thing I did was I got some 2-inch binders, just Walmart 2-inch binders, and I decided in general, sorry, I'm probably making you sick flashing this around, in general, what I wanted on those binders, like the titles that I was going to put on those binders. So, for example, the one I'm doing today is hunting, fishing, and camping. I've got one that I think I'm going to do that's going to be farm, western animals, cars, trucks, bicycles, trains, planes, that kind of, well, not planes, that'll probably be in travel. But because Western and farm go together, animals and farm and Western go together, and I have like trucks and tractors and things like that go. So these just kind of go together for me. So I'm going to do one, and these will evolve and change as I go. And then I'm going to do one that is Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's, 4th of July, because I have an Easter, spring one. I have a Christmas one, and those are mostly the like occasions that I do. So I just printed these on cardstock on 8.5 by 11 paper. I embellish them a little bit because the boys think it's cool to see them on the shelf embellished. And then, since I'm putting multiple topics in these binders, these are my favorite dividers, and they're bigger and these will stick out past the pocket pages that I'm using, and so I can see what the topic is. So here's one for fishing. These are my favorite ones. They just slip in. Actually, I could have done the font a little bit larger and still gotten it in there, so I may reprint these and redo them. I've got to order more of these. And you can find these in clear sometimes. So I've kind of been waiting to find them in clear. When the clear ones come available, that's probably, I'll order a bunch. Now this one is my second choice. These, you can just write on them, but I prefer to type it out and then tape it on there, and then it's much easier to change. But they also have the pocket. That way, if you want to just stick something in that pocket, you can. Now, what I did is I went through and I looked at the different ways that I had my binders divided, and then I typed out the different sections that would be in them. Some of them probably won't even need those sections because they just go together so much, but this gives me the option to divide them off into sections. Now, like Jennifer has Ginger, has hers done, I think, some by theme, but then in that theme, she has color sections. I don't have near as many embellishments, and that just didn't seem like what I needed to do. Like here's another set I'm going to do. Fall and Halloween are going to go together. School, graduation, and I threw recipe book in with that one because these are going to be fairly small. Frames and tags. And like I said, these will change, but at least that gives me a place to start. Now, I just took a bunch of stuff, just kind of the top half or so out of that drawer that's hunting, fishing, and what is it? Hunting, fishing, and camping. But I'm going to set these aside, and we're just going to start kind of pulling some of them and decide where to put them. And then I'm going to show you what I'm using to put them in. So let me get some of these. I want to do several different kind of styles of things with you today to show you how I'm kind of breaking it down onto the different pocket pages. So let me just get some of these off to the side so that we can get started. All right, so I have several pocket pages that I like to use. I use three. I use this one, which is like the baseball card. I use this one. Let me move that so you can see it a little better. I use this one that has 3 4x6 sections, and then this one that is just smaller than those baseball cards. And then I use just an 8.5 by 11 for those things that are too big to go in, those things. So that's what we're going to use today to organize. You can just order these on Amazon. You can get the dividers on Amazon or at Walmart. And I just got my folders at Walmart, but of course you can get them on Amazon too. So let's just start pulling things out of here. Now I'm going to have several different things going because I have different sections. I've got hunting, camping, and fishing. So I'm going to start with one for each one, a different page. Like here's 3 of those. There's 2 of those. I don't even know if I grabbed 3 of those or not. I should have, but I don't think I did. And then 3 of those. Hopefully I have another one of those down here. Bad deal if I don't, because I know I'll need it. Well, anyway. So let's just start putting things away. Get this out of the way so that I've got plenty of room here on my desk to grab things. All right, these, and you'll see that I have doubles of a lot of things because I do 2 sets of scrapbooks. One for my grandsons for my son and one for my grandsons for my daughter. So what did I do with those other pages? I just have already lost things. There's those. There's those. What did I do? I'm telling you, I simply amaze myself. Okay, and then there's those. So I've got 3 of each except these, which I evidently didn't have another one of those that was made up. Well, I will just grab one. I won't have the, you see this one? It does not have the little pieces that are cut to go in it, and trust me, it is worth the effort and the materials to put these in there. Then you can use both sides and you can tell them apart. We'll use one today without it and you will see the difference, and then I'll go back and put them in there. These are just a tiny bit over 2.5 by a tiny bit over 3.5. This one is just a tiny bit smaller than 2 1/4 by the 4. These are a true 4 by 6. And then of course the 8.5 by 11, I cut it down just a tiny bit, like maybe 1/8 of an inch, just so that it slides in and out easily. So let's just start. This is going to be fishing. I've got 2 of these, so I want to put them together. And the thing I like about all of these page protectors is they all open at the top. I had some one time that were like this and they opened from the side. I absolutely hated them. So I took everything out of them and just got rid of them because I did not like them. I want everything from the top. That way you can kind of hold your folder up, you can flip through it, and things are not sliding out. Okay, so there's fishing. Now, I could have gone through, and I'm sure I will after this when I really get down to organizing. I will go through and change them so that I've got them sorted by fishing, hunting, and camping. Now, this one I'm going to put in camping, even though it could possibly be used in fishing, maybe even used in hunting, but it needs a place. So I'm gonna, and I think I've got more than one of these that I've been working on. So I'm gonna just kind of get it all together. Let's see if I'm gonna set it right up here because I know I've got another one. I don't even know what this is. Maybe some kind of fishing dauber. I don't even know what that is. Okay, this one, this little animal, I'm going to put that in camping also. I will put the bears, all that kind of stuff in camping. We don't hunt moose, so I'm probably going to put that in camping. It could be used in vacation. It could be used wherever. This one is fishing. This one could be camping. We're back to fishing. This, like part of a sheet of paper, I will either just put back in the drawer or I will stick it in the front pocket of this folder. And let me show you what I like about these folders. Now, also, especially this front, I will put cut-aparts and things like that in this front so that I can see them. But see how these have this double thing to tuck things behind? That really works well. Like if I want to tuck this in behind there, because sometimes they're just things you don't want in your pockets, that gives you a place to just tuck things in your pockets, but you can still see them easily. Okay, let's see, what do we got? Here's some more fishing, but we need to clean it up. So that it'll fit. We can go ahead, I think, and put these, because they're kind of similar. They kind of go together to me. I'm going to cut some of this down. I like it on a smaller piece, if possible. Tuck that in there. And these fish that kind of go with that, also in that same one. So when I'm putting them away, if I have things that are similar, I try to put them together. Now this one, if it fits in here, I'm going to tuck in behind. If not, I think I can actually cut it down enough that it will fit. I'll show you how I do some of these that don't fit in these. I do them on the 8.5 by 11s, and I like that. I like the way they do. All right, this will probably go in the front since it's a cut apart. Here's more fishing. Let's see, just tuck that up in there. It's some more of that same paper. This is another one that was exactly like that one that I just tucked in there. So I'm going to trim it down and stick it in with the one that's just like it, which is on the back side of this. So we've got two of those in that pocket now. All right, this one's going to go in camping. Now, I save this because I use it for packaging. I save this because it works. I can cut it down and use it. So I stick that up there. And then this one, I don't know that I might be able to get that in there, but I think on this one, I put a little bit of tape on the back of the acetate that it's all stuck to, and then I stick it down in this 8.5 by 11, and it'll hold just like that. It will hold. All right, so this one is fishing, this one is camping. Let's see what else we've got here. Here's some more fishing, but it needs to be cleaned up for sure, so that we don't have all that space. That just takes up room in our pockets. And like I said, if I find something else that just really goes with this, I will come back and, you know what, those might fit in this little one. I think they will. So you have to kind of be mindful of finding things, but more fits in these little small ones than you think it would. It's catching. Get in there. Come on. There we go. Okay, there we go. Let's see, this one goes back to camping. All right, let's go back, because this one is another one that I want to put on this page like this. So let's just put a little bit of tape and stick it right down in there. Here's the one that was like the one I started. No, that's the one I started with. Okay, so I know I've got another one that's like that. And here it is. So I'm going to go ahead. All right, so we have a camping and a fishing. Now I'm going to start my, let's see, I want one this size for camping, because I'm going to trim these up and get them all in one little packet, one little protector thing. Since they're all from the same thing, I want them together. Let's see if that will fit. Probably need to cut this off of it. But they all were the same little, oh, I probably got them at Hobby Lobby. I think this will all fit in one. So let's just start sticking it in there. And if you don't want them overlapped, which I know what they are, and it doesn't bother me, but if you don't want them overlapped, then spread them out a little more. But I know what they are. I've used these several times, and so it doesn't bother me that these are kind of in there and I can't see each one individually. If it did, I would just spread them out. Put my little raccoons in there. Come on, get loose. Okay, there we go. Okay, and this is also camping. We don't ever hunt bears, so we might see them when we're camping. I'm going to kind of keep this space cleaned up, or it gets out of control pretty quickly when you're doing this. All right, moose. I'm probably going to put him in camping. We see a moose every once in a while, but we don't hunt moose for sure. It would be on a vacation or camping that we would see moose. Let's put that little thing in there. Okay, here's one that just has this one thing left on it. So I'm going to leave, it has a sticky thing on the back of foam tape, so I'm going to leave it on the acetate. I'm going to save this because that would work for one of these. This one fits in one of these little ones. Oh, this is fishing though, and this is camping. So I got to stay straight. That's why it helps to sort them before you start. But I just wanted you to kind of see the mess and the process. Now, I've got a Gone Fishing that's a big title. Now, the good thing about putting just a tiny little bit of tape on the back of these is that it doesn't hurt it. It will come loose. You're going to stick it down anyway. I don't put very much on it, and it'll come loose. There's in the crosshairs, there's another title. This is fishing. So let's see what we got, where we can put this. Now this is going to be camping. Like I said, it's a lot more organized if you will go through and sort them first, but I just kind of wanted you to see the process. All right, whoops. Now, sometimes you'll, especially these, because they're really slick, and I'm going to leave them out over here in a minute, you'll have things that want to slide out. If you put them in this top one, you can put a little paper clip on it, and then that'll help alleviate that problem. But this is the only section, really, that I have trouble with them wanting to slide out. As long as you keep your folder slanted a little bit, that usually doesn't seem to be a problem either. So now I need to start one that's hunting, that's on the full page. So I'm going to keep the packaging. So when we do swaps and everything, you can reuse that packaging. I'm going to keep this to put in my things, and then this one, I put just a little bit of tape on the back of it. And I usually start at the bottom on a new page so that I can put things at the top and around it. Okay? All right, so here is hunting. This one is hunting. And it's going to be, let's see if it will fit. I don't want to get these all too messy. It's time to start this one for hunting. So I think that this one will probably fit in one of these. Yes, that'll be fine. And this goes with that. Let's see if it will fit. If it does, yes, it does. So I want to keep those together. That was from a swap, and they are amazing. I've actually got a layout I really need. Who made those? Joanne Johnson. Didn't she do a beautiful job on those? I'm telling you, these swap embellishments just are awesome. You know, that's kind of, I think I'm going to put that on this. I don't want to force it in there, so I think I'm going to put that over here. Tiny little bit of tape will hold it. I fought doing these embellishment folders for so long, and now I'm just really, really glad. I don't even want to look for embellishments unless I've got a folder for them anymore. All right, I think you're kind of getting the idea. So I'm not going to, here's a really cute fishing one that I do want to put in here. I'm not going to just keep going forever with this. I am going to put the dividers in the thing and go ahead and let's see, I should have a fishing one going. Nope, this, I'm going to have to start a fishing one. So let's put this one down in there. So we've got one, I think, for each of the different size pages, different type of pages going to put in our notebook. I think we've got that. I think we've got one. Let's see if there's another one that I want to put in on that side. Oh my goodness, look at this. I think that one, yeah, I think we can do that because, and especially if I do it on this side, oh, this is the side I need. I think that'll be fine. Yes, that one's good. All right, so now let's go ahead and set up our folder. Now, I'm not going to do one. I'm going to start this folder with hunting. So I'm not going to do a divider for hunting because I'm going to open it up and I'm going to know that's hunting in the front. And I do recommend D-ring binders. They're so worth the little bit more that they cost. So here are a couple of my fishing ones. Here's a camping one. There's this. That's, oh, I did have one of these fishing, but that's okay. It's gonna take a whole lot more of them. And then here's camping. All right, so let's go hunting. And then my divider for fishing. And then this, by using this type of ring binder, I can open it, close it, put things in anywhere I want to easily. So I've shown you, I need to do the twist real quick. I've got a good twist for today. So while I'm doing these, let me do the twist. Let me just stop and do the twist. The twist today comes from Hebrews 4:15, and the next one is going to come from Hebrews 16. They kind of go to, or they do go together. And it says, "For we do not have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet he did not sin." So we have a high priest, an advocate, basically, that goes before God for us. It's not a man, but it's Jesus. And he understands our weaknesses. That's the part that just, I think, is so awesome, that he understands our weaknesses. He knows what we go up against, because he left heaven and came to earth to be one of us so that he would understand what we go through. And so we have that advocate that knows everything about us, and he will plead for us and defend us before God and forgive us. That's the awesome part. And then, so we have this high priest, this advocate in Jesus that understands our weaknesses, because he was tempted in every way that we're tempted, and yet he didn't sin. So because he didn't sin, if he had sinned, Satan would have won and it would have been game over, but he didn't sin. And as a result, he has the experience and the ability and the desire to help us stand up against sin. And I think his temptations were probably even worse and harder than ours. I mean, think about it. He had been 40 days and 40 nights without eating. Satan takes him up on the highest part of the temple, and he says, "Here, just look down. I'll give you all of this if you'll just worship me one time." And Jesus was able to say, "No, it isn't worth it." And he rebutted that with scripture. And I'm not going to go too much into that, because that's going to be another one of my twists here before long. So we do have this person that defends us, and he left heaven to come be one of us so that he could experience the things that we experience and then help us through it. He didn't sin, and so he can help us withstand that sin. So that is our twist for today. All right, so I have a full drawer full of stuff to get sorted and put in here. But this, I have a runaway here. But this is going to be my process. And I've explained to you what I like for my folders. I have explained to you, for my dividers, I explained to you how I'm going to have to reprint those and make them a little bigger, and then I'll double them, and they will stay in there instead of sliding out. And which binder I use, how I print and put the things in the spine of my binders, and then they go on my shelf, and it makes finding my embellishments so much easier. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you just, if this may not work for you, but if it just sparked an idea that would work for you, then it was worth it. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for dropping by my channel. And over in the description box, there will be a link to others that are doing this same thing. This is a hop over on Ginger's Corner. If you have not discovered Ginger's Corner, you need to go to Facebook and find that, or on YouTube and find it. It is the most amazing community. So thanks for dropping by. Be a blessing to someone else, and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.